Hey guys, so earlier today I was listening to one of David's interviews from April of 2025, so a few months back. And essentially he was talking about his upcoming album, which is now out, called Withered. Now, I thought that it was interesting how he explained this album, how he described it. He said that his first album, Petals to Thorns, was his introduction, and now this second album, Withered, is the end. He describes both albums as being a complete life cycle. Now, he said that Withered, all of the songs on there stems from his personal relationships, some about friends, him making friends and losing friends, and then some of them about him having a relationship and then losing that relationship. He also said that not only is this album and the songs on this album symbolic, but they're also extremely raw emotions as well. He says that he doesn't actually process things such as heartbreak and trauma. He just goes right to writing, which in a situation like this where we have an open investigation and he is someone who is connected to this investigation, it helps create a timeline, and it also helps us understand what he was going through and possible motive if he was the one responsible for Celeste's death. So what I ended up doing to try to get a better understanding of this relationship and the breakup and his mindset after the breakup was go online and search up every single song that he has on this album and looking at all of the lyrics. I didn't listen to the music, but I did read all of the lyrics, and I have some notes here that I think are definitely worth taking a look at. Now, before I start, I just want to say that I saw no song, not one song on here that he could have been singing or that he could have written about a friendship. This entire album is about his relationship, the ending of his relationship. Now, if you go back, David appeared on this same exact podcast for the first time back in March of 2023. And during his first appearance on this podcast, he said that he had never been in a relationship. Well, fast forward to April of 2025, his second time on this podcast, he tells the podcast host that since his last interview with him, he has been in 2 relationships. Now, obviously, we know about Celeste, but we also know about that girl that he was dating in the middle of 2023, and where they ultimately broke up because she was still in high school. David was on tour. She wasn't able to tour with him. The distance was just too much, so they ended up breaking up. So when we look at this new Withered album, where he's singing every song about his relationship ending and him being heartbroken over this and him wanting her back and then him having feelings of hatred and resentment toward her, do we think he's talking about Celeste, or do we think he's talking about the girl that he broke up with 2 years ago over the fact that she couldn't tour with him? I mean, it's clear as day that this entire album is about Celeste. Now, the first song on this album, he says, "If my arms were around you, would you love me again? Love was never this dangerous. This is atomic land." So he's singing about still being in love with this person that ultimately left him. He wants to be with this person, but they've hurt him and they act like a demon, he says. The second song follows a similar theme where he's talking about missing this girl, but ultimately feeling let down by her at the same time. He says that he also did hurt her, but he never meant to do that, and he's also coming to the realization in this specific song that the 2 of them should probably just be friends. On the third song, David expresses feeling a lack of trust with the person that he was dating. He says that toward the end of their relationship, he was calling her and she wasn't picking up like they normally do. He said that this person always made time for him, but doesn't seem to be doing that anymore. He then goes on to say in this song, "You loved me at my best, I loved you at your worst. How ironic is that when you left me first?" For some reason, when I read that, my mind went to when she initially ran away to him and then went back home. Could he have possibly thought that her leaving the first time was not necessarily her going back to her mom's house, but going to another guy's house? He's basically asking himself in this song why he would continue trying to be with her when 1, she's not putting in any effort, 2, she's lying, and 3, she was the one that left him first. Now, if she left him and didn't go back to her mom's house, where did she leave him and go to? The fourth song, similar thing. He's expressing the fact that he still loves her. He still wants to be with her, even though he's tried to let go of her. He just can't. He said that he tried telling her that he loves her, but she didn't end up saying it back, which resulted in him getting really upset. So now he's starting to feel hatred toward her. He goes on to say that he hopes that her knowing that he hates her now ends up breaking her and causing her a lot of pain, the same way that she has caused him pain. He then goes on to sing about how much this breakup is impacting him. He's losing sleep, he's losing pieces of himself, and that he's okay just being her friend. Now, to me, this is such manipulative, gaslighting behavior. This girl clearly does not want to be with him anymore, and instead of him realizing that and moving on, he's calling her, telling her that he loves her. And when that doesn't work, he says, okay, well, we could just be friends. He's doing anything he can to keep her in his life, which, given everything that we know now, is super creepy. This brings us to the next song on the album, called Friends Again, where again he's saying, you don't want to be with me, okay, well, we can at least be friends. But as the song progresses on, he's realizing that she's dangerous. She wants to fight him, she wants to hurt him, she's trying to make him jealous, and he thinks that maybe they shouldn't be friends after all, because her being in his life and her being with someone else, he says, would make him jealous, and that is causing him to lose his composure, the thought of that. The sixth song, he seems to not be upset anymore. He's talking about wanting to fix this girl. He still thinks of her, but she doesn't ever tell him that she loves him. He said that he doesn't feel like she's reciprocating what he's giving her. He says that he doesn't hate her anymore, but he also doesn't feel love for her anymore either. He's somewhere in the middle, but he does acknowledge that getting over her has been a really hard obstacle, and it's something that he's constantly trying to tackle. Number 8 on this album is an interlude where the invisible string theory is mentioned, and this is basically the belief that you meet someone because you're supposed to meet them. You're connected to someone romantically in a friendly way because you are supposed to be connected to them. And he talks about how he loved this girl before she existed, he feels, and he will continue loving her after death. It's just creepy in my opinion. Now, number 9 is called Is This Really Love? And again, he's talking about being hurt by this girl. He says that she doesn't say that she loves him. He again references feeling hatred toward her over the fact that 1, it seems like she's moved on, and 2, it doesn't seem like she ever really loved him. And she was a child. He's an adult. She probably didn't truly love him. Now, number 10, he's singing about no longer wanting this girl's love, and he basically says that he's the reason that she's still breathing. So he's going to just stop picking up her calls, and he's going to stop giving her any life. Now, number 15 is called Ghost, and he's talking about losing this girl and her being with someone else, but he still is saying that her ghost is still with him. He believes the real version of her, her truest version, is the version that she was with him, which again to me is another example of grooming language with everything that we know now. Now, something about this song is referencing death, not just the title Ghost, but it seems to be like he's acknowledging the death of this relationship, but also the death of this female. He says in the song, but we both know what I have to do. Eyes looking right through me, why can't I hear your heartbeat? Now, this makes me think of that interview that he gave where he was explaining the romantic homicide lyrics when he said, in the back of my mind, you died. He had to take this person's life in his mind in order to get over her. So is it possible that with Celeste, he just could not get over her? He could not take her life in the back of his mind, so he ended up doing it physically, and that is why Celeste is no longer alive? I don't know, food for thought. Now, his last song on the track is called Afterlife, where he seems to have finally come to terms with the fact that this relationship is over, that the two of them cannot be together. He acknowledges that he still loves her though, and that even though she's going to be the death of him, he's still going to love her from the afterlife. Now, knowing this guy is constantly speaking metaphorically, I can't help but wonder if he had always planned Celeste's death, at least after things started going wrong between the two of them. And maybe knew that she was not going to be the physical death of him, but that she was going to be the death of the life that he once knew. I don't know, you guys. This is just what I'm interpreting. What do you guys think about all of this? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and make sure to follow for more. As soon as information comes out, as soon as I uncover anything else, I will be sure to share with you guys.